Hello my dear students and welcome back once again in class 5. So students, today we are going to start very interesting chapter, that is first chapter of your final term, but ultimately it is chapter number 16 in your book. So what is the name of the chapter? Okay, before that let me discuss some questions with you all. Okay, see students, you people are not coming to school, I am not going to school, है ना, and still we are in touch. I can see you, you can see me. How? Can anybody tell how? Yes, through our school app or through our Zoom sessions, or sometimes you used to send me some messages on WhatsApp, है ना, and I used to reply for you, है ना, and sometimes you call me. It happens, so sometimes you call me as well for discussing something or for asking something, right? So what all these are? Still we are in touch, no? है ना? Because I am not going to school, we are not meeting at all, है ना? Because of this pandemic. And one more example, because of this pandemic, you are not able to go anywhere, है ना? To your nani house or to your चाचू मामू, है ना? नहीं जा पा रहे हो ना कहीं भी, but still you people are in touch. How? Because of video call, है ना? You can do video calling to anyone, है ना, to whomsoever you like to, and you can send them any of the message on WhatsApp, on text, or on mails also, you know, on emails. So all these are the resources, all these are the sources by which we can connect and keep in touch with each other, right? So all these are the means of communication with which we can communicate with each other. Okay, what is communication? Communication क्या होता है पहले तो ये समझना आपको. Communication by which I can give my messages or my views towards any other person, and I can hear any other's messages or views for me. Okay, so this is what is known as communication, है ना, जिससे हम एक दूसरे को messages exchange करते हैं. Okay, so yes, our chapter is completely related to this. You can call this communication, or according to your book it is let's keep in touch. So with this video I'll be going to elaborate you further chapter. So in this basically we are going to discuss two kinds. Fine, first is personal communication. What is personal communication? देखिए personal communication क्या होता है? Suppose you people are using WhatsApp, I am using WhatsApp. If I have to ask something from any particular student, so I will be sending a particular message to that student and he or she will be getting it, या फिर सारे ग्रुप को मिल जाएगा? ऐसा नहीं होगा ना. डेफिनेटली वी हैव मेड वन ग्रुप ऑन व्हाट्सएप. अगर मुझे कुछ ग्रुप में भेजना है तो डेफिनेटली आई विल बी सेंडिंग ऑन दैट. बट इफ आई हैव टू कम्युनिकेट, पर्सनल कम्युनिकेट करना है, देन डेफिनेटली आई विल बी सेंडिंग दैट मैसेज ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर नंबर, है ना. सो व्हाट आर द सोर्सेज ऑफ दिस? क्या क्या हो सकते हैं पर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन में? यस, टेलीफोन, व्हाट्सएप, nowadays you people are using a lot, right? And postal services are also comes under this personal communication, है ना. If we want to send any letter to any particular person, है ना, so that postal services also comes under this personal communication. And what else? Fax machine, right? Fax is there, and telegram is there. So we will discuss one by one all these personal communications means by this video, and further we will be discussing about mass communication. Definitely I will be going to tell you what is mass communication, but before that just go through this smart content.
Communication. What is communication? The act of exchanging thoughts, information and ideas is called communication. Human beings have been communicating since ancient times through messengers, horses or pigeons.
Right? In the earliest time, people used to send their pigeons or their horses or their messengers. Messenger may be any person, है ना? To that particular person, they used to send to one country to another or to one city to another to send any particular message. So what is communication? The act of exchanging thoughts, information and ideas. All these are known as communication, and it is definitely from the ancient time. पुराने टाइम से ही है ना कि हम एक दूसरे को मैसेजेस सेंड करते हैं, या अब भी स्टार्ट हुआ है, ऐसा तो नहीं है, राइट?
Now we have faster and reliable means of communication which are developed in 19th and 20th century. Let us learn about them.
है ना? So definitely there, if the technology that has been developed, so we get some advantages too and disadvantages too, right? है ना? It happens no कि हर एक चीज़ का advantage भी होता है and disadvantage too we get. So nowadays we have faster ways of communication. In the earliest time, pigeons used to go, and sometime it happens कि if we that pigeon goes in the different direction or in the wrong direction, what will happen? The message, any other person will get that message, and that will definitely be going to wrong, है ना? But nowadays we have very fastest ways of communication. We have telephone, we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, so on, right? So let's see what are the new things and what are the new ways of communication.
Postal service. Postal service is a widely used means of communication. We send letters, postcards, greeting cards, parcels through post office.
Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried it? किसी को लेटर भेजा है किसी ने, अपने फ्रेंड को, अपने चाचू को, मामू को? Have you ever sent any letter to anyone? So this is the postal service. You just try to send it, है ना? So what is postal service? See, in your book also it is written. It is a widely used means of communication. We send letters, postcards, greeting cards. Usually we use that into personal means documentations में, है ना? जब हम documents किसी को send करना होता है तो definitely we cannot send that on the WhatsApp sometimes, but in the official work people used to use this way of communication probably, right? So letters, postcards are there, and greeting cards are there, parcels, है ना? Parcel तो we get from these postal services nowadays. Online shopping we do, है ना? So that parcel, that is also a part of postal service. So India has a large postal network called India Post. What it is known as? India Post. So in your book also we send letters, aerogram and parcel by using the postal service. So what is aerogram now? You will be asking कि ma'am aerogram क्या होता है? So open your keywords. A lightweight letter with an imprinted stamp and gummed flaps. Aerogram क्या होता है? See, arrow, that is related to air. The letter which we sent by the air mail. Fine. So that is known as the aerogram. Fine. So this is what called the postal service. In postal service, what comes? Letters comes under that, postcards, greeting cards, parcels, and all these things. Fine.
India has a large postal network called India Post. Nowadays, we have speed post and courier service for quick delivery. Telephone.
Have you ever seen this? And how many of you are using these kinds of phones? You might have seen in our schools or in banks, है ना? And in some of the houses still the people use these kinds of telephones. So what is telephone? Who invented this? First of all, you should remember that telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, right? So listen carefully first.
Through telephone, we can talk instantly to a person anywhere in the world. Telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. Nowadays, mobile phones or cellular phones have brought revolution in the field of communication. Smartphones can be used as computers and also to send and receive messages and calls.
So, what is difference between a telephone and a mobile phone? Can anybody tell? Right. Suppose if we have to talk to a particular person, है ना? If that person is not having any phone, but he or she has this kind of telephone at his home, and sometime it happens कि that person, if we will be calling on the telephone and that person might not be available during that time, but if we will directly contact to that person on the mobile phones, so it will be easy, है ना? Sometime it happens कि we get some emergencies too, है ना? और फटाफट से हमें किसी से बात करनी होती है, it happens, no? So this is the basic difference कि on the telephone that person may not be available on that particular time, है ना. In an emergency too we can take an idea, right? But if that person will be having mobile phones, what is going to happen? We can talk in quick. So nowadays rather than telephone, most of the people, they are using mobile phones and cellular phones. Nowadays so you have the smartphones, the touch phones and computers also, right?
Fact.
See, before going into this fax machine, let me discuss this telegraph with you. As in your book it is mentioned the telegraph. So telegraph, you just keep opening your books as well. So Samuel Morse invented the telegraph. So who invented telephone? Remember that. Who invented telephone? Remember that Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone, but telegram was invented by Samuel Morse. Okay. So what is a telegram? In telegram people use code language, and that person only can run that telegram system, the one who will be aware well about that coding language, and the receiver also should know well about that coding language, then only it is possible. You might have seen one movie, if I'll give you example, Razi. Have you seen that movie Razi? तो उसमें क्या होता है, जो आलिया भट्ट होती है ना, she goes to another country, है ना, just to save her own country, है ना. So she used that dot and some machines kind of, have you seen? So that is called the telegraph. And a telegraph, in the telegraph it is mandatory to learn the coding language. Without that coding language we cannot do anything on the telegraph, and the person who will get that message, he or she may not be able to read that without that coding language. So telegrams were used to send short message in the form of a code called the Morse code. The Morse code that was named after Samuel Morse. That is why its name was like Morse code, as it was invented by the Samuel Morse, the coding language. Okay. So those coded, as I have already told you, might be and definitely will be received by a person who knows well about the coding language. Okay. So next is telephone, that we have already done according to this video. So next is fax machine.
A fax machine is used to send a copy of printed materials or pictures. It is connected to a telephone.
Now see, what is a fax machine? Have you seen? In the fax machine we can send any document, any printed material, any picture, but that should be connected with the telephone. Okay, the fax machine is also used to send documents like letters, reports are there, photographs, news, story across towns, cities and countries. If we are sitting here and we want to send that fax onto other place, so that particular person who want to receive that fax should have a fax machine and also should be connected with the telephone. Okay.
The fax machine is used to send documents like letters, reports, photographs, news, stories across towns, cities and countries.
Fine? Yes. Now electronic mail and email. I know you people are so intelligent, so forward, and you all are aware about this email. E means electronic. E means electronic and email. So how to use this email? Do you all know? I will tell to Yashika ma'am. She will take one of your lesson regarding this email. How to create your like ID for this email as well. Okay. So email means electronic mail. With the help of this we can send any of the message, any of the photo, any of the document if we are sitting here in anywhere in the world. And also it is the cheapest mean of communication if we want to send any message to any person into another country. So within seconds only it reaches to that person. So see, same it is written, just see what is email.
Electronic mail or email. We can send messages or various types of documents through email. Through email, the messages reach the receiver instantly. To send or receive an email, one must have a device such as desktop computer, laptop, tablet, smartphone an email account, and internet connection.
Right. So what is the main requirement? Internet connection. Plus you should have any laptop or any smartphone, any desktop, whatsoever is possible. Okay. But don't forget that you should have a particular ID and the ID of that particular person to whom you want to send that particular document or any message. Okay. Clear? So here something is written, mass communication. What is meant by mass communication? Mass means large or the big group of people. Communication means to send a message. When we send a particular message within seconds to bulk of people, है ना, to so many people or to large circle of people, if we can send a particular message, as if I'll give you example of television, Facebook, है ना, news channels, how you get to know कि coronavirus is spreading everywhere, है ना, how you get to know? With the help of television only, है ना, with the help of news channels, that now it is spreading here in this particular country, now it started spreading here and there. So what is mass communication? When we can send a particular message within seconds to large number of people. Mass means large number of people. Communicate, you know well. Fine. So see.
Mass communication. Some means of communication send messages to a large number of people at the same time. They are called means of mass communication or mass media. Radio, television, newspapers, magazines, cinema, advertisements are main means of mass communication.
So these are the main means of mass communication, newspapers, television, because within seconds, with one newspaper or with one magazine, with one picture, cinema, advertisement, thousands, crores of people, like in the world, large number of people gets a single message into seconds only, right? So that is how it is known as mass communication. What is this? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? Just ask from your dadu, your mama, your papa, your dadi, nani. They might have seen it and they might have used it as well. And in some of the houses, definitely nowadays also it is available. है ना? FM तो हम सुनते ही हैं. If we are going anywhere like in our cars, है ना? तो FM सुनते हो ना सभी. So just see what is this? It is called radio.
Radio is a wireless means of communication invented by Guglielmo Marconi.
So who invented it? Guglielmo Marconi invented radio. Just remember all these things, okay, minutely.
Radio broadcast in India was started in 1927. Radio broadcast.
When the broadcast of radio started in India in 1927, okay.
News, educational and entertaining programs. Radio has a vast audience and it even reaches in remote areas.
है ना? In some of the areas, even nowadays also people use this mass communication way. Like they used to listen songs on that radio, they used to get educational news and entertainment, everything. As on TV we can see, TV definitely have one screen where we can see, but radio is another mass communication which does not have any screen, but definitely we can get each and every kind of entertaining things, any educational things or news, everything on the radio as well, okay.
Television.
Yes, what is this? You used to see your Motu Patlu, your Doraemon, your Shin-chan, है ना? देखते हो ना सब इस पे? क्या है? What is this? Yes, it is your TV only. It is your television. So what is television? On which we can see as well and we can listen. Simultaneously we can see the screen and also we listen. Okay. So that is what called that television. Television is an audio visual aid, right?
Television is an audiovisual medium through which we can watch live as well as recorded programs.
Right?
Television was invented by John Logie Baird.
Who invented television? John Logie Baird. So you have to remember each and everything, that who invented which device. Okay?
Television service in India was introduced in 1959. Nowadays, we can plug in pen drives to television and watch any movie.
है ना? Some of you used to study as well on the TV nowadays. है ना? As we are giving online classes, and some of you can connect that with the television, or you can see any movie or anything, whatever you want, just put it that into your pen drive and connect with the television and just enjoy, right?
Newspapers and magazines. Newspapers are the cheapest means of communication. Newspapers and magazines carry news from all over the world. They give us information on science, business, health, weather, politics, etc.
See, there are different kinds of communication. Some comes under the print media and some comes under the technological media. So this is the means of communication which comes under the print media, because that we get in the printing form na, printed form hota, that is why it is called as the print media. So in newspaper and magazine we get huge kinds of different kinds of things, like if I say different news or different health, weathers, business, each and every kind of information we get from the newspaper and magazines, right?
Some important news agencies of India are UNI, PTI, Samachar Bharati, etc. Now, newspapers have digital version called e-newspapers.
Right, nowadays people used to read these newspaper in their smartphones only, है ना? So that is how it is called the e-newspaper. Okay. How many of you are missing this? If I say our school's knowledge cinema, or if I say your nearby cinema where you goes on like Sundays, if I'll say, or on your weekends to enjoy, hai na, and to see the movies, but nowadays everything is banned, locked, right? So cinema, why we go to cinemas? Just to entertain or just to refresh ourselves, right? So just see, we get so many things, hai na? We get different kind of knowledge, even we get some important and good messages from movies as well, right? So it's upon us how we take that.
Cinema. Cinema is an important means of communication that educates as well as entertains. It also spreads social messages. Advertisements.
Right. So what are the advertisements? As suppose we are seeing our favorite TV serial, and in between something comes, no, like Horlicks or Bonvita or Chyawanprash or different kind of soaps, advertisement comes, no. So this is what we are talking about, that.
Advertisements tell us about the quality of a product. Many companies make advertisements to sell or popularize their products.
है ना? How you get to know कि this pen works very good मम्मा, कि मुझे तो वो वाला पेन लेना है तो बहुत अच्छा चलता है. How you all get to know? With the help of advertisement only, है ना? Or if you say कि मम्मा I know कि Horlicks से तो बहुत strong बनते हैं, I want to drink that milk only, Horlicks drink, or I just want to drink that Bonvita only. How you get all these things? With the help of advertisement, because somewhere somehow you have seen that advertised in the television and that attracted you a lot, and you insisted to your parents कि मुझे तो वही वाला मिल्क पीना है ना? तो दिस इज हाउ एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स अट्रैक्ट अस. ओके.
Social networking.
It is the biggest means of communication, if I'd say nowadays, है ना? People are using, definitely this is not in your book, but this is something extra. Social networking, है ना? We are using WhatsApp, as in the starting also I have told you, we are using Facebook a lot, we are using Twitter, we are using Instagram. These all have become the means of communication nowadays, right? So social networking, that also includes in this mass communication.
Nowadays, one of the most popular means of communication is social networking, which includes Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, etc. We can communicate with our friends, relatives, and others, send messages, photographs, videos through these social networking services.
So see beta, so these were all which were related to our chapter, advertisements, everything. And for all these things, if we want to use any cinema or advertisements, because nowadays we can see these kind of movies and everything, we have so many like options, we can see on the Netflix, we can see on YouTube, है ना? So we have these kinds of options. So for that, what is the main requirement? Internet. So in internet, International Computer Network is a network of computer with which we can send anything or we can see anything related to any words, news, anything related to the world, है ना? So the internet is the most popular means of communicate with people. Not only this, sending cards, gift and flowers is just a click away, है ना? Nowadays if you want to send any cup of coffee to anyone, how will you send that? WhatsApp में जाओ, स्टिकर टच करो, send that, है ना? How easy is that? So with this, our chapter is finished. Hope you understood this chapter well. It was the easiest one, right? So बच्चे just try to do your book work. Definitely I'll be sending you the answer PDF, but before that try it by your own. Fine. So stay healthy, stay safe, take care.